You'd make a good scientist questioning the basis for founded ideas in others. Or a good emo kid refusing to go along with the mainstream. Seriously though, it is a good quality to try and find reason within an unreasonable situation. Fact of the matter is, no one is calling E30 slut an idiot, because everyone is wanting to flex for the other and good game each other when he, hopefully, runs off crying and offended. We're saying he's out of line A, engaging in the stupidity of racing a Camry chock full of our southern neighbors, B, getting on r3v, and bragging about it, and C, having the balls to get on here, and spot out that because of the aforementioned stupidity a child now has no chance at life. See what I mean? This is seriously a pretty twisted thread, and whether or not he was so intimately involved in the transaction is without regard, seeing as the bloated truth was what we heard first. Don't pity him. He makes impressions on those online, just as he does IRL. And he's managed to make multiple bad impressions.
I totally get your point. It's just that to me, he isn't coming off bragging or anything. Just wanted to tell a story, embellished it a little bit, and got flamed for it. But hey, I guess that's r3v right, and for some people, to take time out of their day, to call the local PD department and report him as childish and tacky IMHO. I don't know what good that would do for anyone. P.S. I hate science and emo fags.
You skim or read the whole thread, man? This guy made up a story about racing a Camry full of the violently coined Mexicans with references towards Mexican 1, 2, 3, baby Mexican 1, 2 act. And gloats about it turning into a serious accident. Leaving the scene, after depositing minimal info on something he supposedly see go down in its entirety, because he was kinda a wanted man, and laughing about it on r3v. Then comes back, and to amplify his story spouts some garbage about a kid dying, which who knows is true, but twisted either way. Then after a healthy reaming, backpedals miserably and ultimately admits that it was all a huge fabrication. See my first or second post. I swear I don't get in on these things often. I would just really like to see this fellow leave. Motho be weird.
Okay, here's where some of you got it fucked up. It was a horror story. There was nothing exciting about it. Nobody laughed. The smiley was directed towards the title I made. My first post proves it. Zlibel, you're wrong for altering my MSG. That just further proves you're an asshole and a dick. Why don't you go stick your dick in your asshole? Yes, JK, but really, you have me wondering how far you would go. So let's feed into it. Point Paladin. The story wasn't made up. It was stretched a bit but not made up. Point man, r3v is starting to look like an emo fest.
WDF is the goat thing?
Well, a while back George caught me looking at goat porn.
Dude, I'm laughing my ass off, and I know I shouldn't be. I really think there is something wrong with you. I'm in disbelief. WDF? How can a human being tell that story with zero compassion like you just did is beyond me. I don't get it. Still laughing, mostly at how disturbed your mind is. You cared more about the goddamn Audi than the effing babies flying out the window. WDF, dude? I told you this once before, and I'm going to tell it to you again. You need to go get your head checked out. You are so not right.
Wasn't speeding, wasn't accelerating rashly, wasn't driving reckless, and wasn't endangering anybody's life. Point. If you all would like, I will post the number of the witness, and if that were the case, I would have been put away. When I talked to HPD, me and 2 other witnesses were questioned. I was described as there was a guy in a little white car driving next to him, and then the guy just zipped right past him. He couldn't have been speeding, or else the rest of us wouldn't have been right behind him. Well, it's not word for word cause I forgot most of it, but basically nobody pointed out that I was a speeder, or trying to race the guy. Cause I wasn't. Point. So for you read, if you have any distaste towards me, keep me out of your mouth. A lot of you guys try to notion and analyze other people on the web without even having a fucking clue of their true background. Yes, I understand this is the web and this is all I'll have to go by when judging another member's character, but a lot of the little shit you guys say is just nonsense spoken out of the ass. I'll admit that I've done some hardcore internet researching, but I'm pretty sure the majority of the members on here have dug into way deeper and inappropriate shit than I, and once again I tell you that most of it was for jokes and entertaining the crowd. OMG, I don't know why the little shit some of you say pisses me off, but it does, and it's really starting to get old. I say all this to say, read the fucking post entirely before posting, you douchery.
Hey, you might be the biggest retard known to r3v, I just don't know, but one thing I will give you credit for is not giving up, or trying to change your tainted name, and come back as someone else. You're a goat fucker, but a proud goat fucker, and that's okay in my book. Some people, me included, like to argue the sky isn't blue on the internet just because they can.
Very much appreciated.
The Mexican is very at fault, but he wouldn't have been racing if there wasn't a dumbass goat fucker to race against. If the other car wasn't loaded with illegals and this situation went to court, you'd be in it. Quite simply, it compares to if someone robbed a bank, and he shot someone in the process, and you drove the getaway car. You claim that it wasn't you who robbed the bank, or killed the guy, but in a court of law, your ass is grass aqua. First you call me a moron, then you take my side. Grow up please.